Hello and welcome back to the Sick Podcast. Today we have our guest Jin with us again.
Hello everyone, it's me again.
And Jin just got back from China. He's starting up this new school semester in a couple of days. And so Ihraz and I, with the lack of Sunny couldn't make it today. Unfortunate. We're thinking that we would ask him a little bit more about his travel experiences. We're still kind of on a travel kick right now. I know our last episode was also travel related, but Jin's a very seasoned traveler. He's got a lot of experiences, and we were curious about, what were your kind of less good experiences?
Oh, in terms of the countries I've been to?
Well, yeah, sure. Like, we can form it in that sort of way. Like, what countries were, like, maybe not the most fun to be at, or maybe, like, what was, like, the scariest thing that's ever happened to you?
Because for me, I have to say first, it's based on my own personal experience. I'm quite sure people who go to the same country as me, they might have a different experience, they might actually like it.
Sure.
I'm just saying that what happened to me in that country, like, I'm not targeting any country. I just
Yeah,
make
sure,
it clear.
Yeah, definitely.
Good disclaimer.
Okay, one of the worst experience I have had when I travel was like last year when I went to Morocco. Because I remember, like, my friend and I go rob in Morocco, and then, like, people threaten us,
Oh my
like,
God.
for money. I told you about it.
Yeah, but
Whoa.
what were some of the details, though? Because Ihraz has never
I've
heard.
never heard this.
Yeah, like, okay, so we basically were in, I forgot what city was it, not Fast, the other one, not the capital, I forgot the name of the city, but
It wasn't like Casablanca, right?
no Casablanca, it was another city, not the capital, not Fez.
What was one of those cities?
One of those cities. Anyway, and then I went there. We were trying to look for like a mosque or like a school or something, and then like it was under renovation. Is that how you call it?
Yeah.
Yeah, renovation. And so we couldn't find entrance. And then some local shows up, be like, "Hey, they changed the location." And then we were so naive. We didn't know like they were trying to like lie to us, and like it was all like a scandal, and we didn't know, so we believed him. So he lead us to like a dark alley with no one was there, and then starts threatening us for money, and then we end up giving him like $10 to $15 until he let us go. It was one of the worst experiences I have had when I travel. It was really bad.
So he was like threatening you for your money.
Yes.
Can you like walk us through that moment, like kind of like what you were feeling?
Because I have 100 questions now.
So
how many people were there? How did it feel?
Like no one, like just my friend and I, just two of us, we went, and then he threatened us with like other people were there, and then they tried to touch us, they tried to grab us by our shirt, is that what we call it?
So he was getting really physical with you.
Yeah, get physical. It's like, oh, give me money, I'm gonna hurt you, and
How many people were there? How many of you were there?
just two of us, and there are like four of them.
And so when he led you away to this other place, like was it kind of secluded or was it out in the open or how was it?
It was like one of the little alley, like no one was there. I think it was in one of the neighborhoods, like nearby, but no one was there.
Oh, okay.
There are no like other tourists or something, and I think it was all a plan. I think they did it to a lot of other people as well, and some people just like fall into the same trap, then lead them to the same place. I think
because if they said it's under renovation, there's another place. That seems like it's practice.
because what happened to my friend, it was also in Morocco in the same city, something similar. It was like they tried to fund a school or something, and someone else lead them to some other attraction. And then it was like not even as good. And then they asked her for money for, we show you this play, now you have to pay us a fee. And then my friend didn't want to. And then it was like two girls, it was worse, we were two guys. And then they still threatened them for money as well. And then my friend gave them money too, because they were like girls, and there were like a bunch of guys there.
Yeah.
And then it was just really bad.
Yeah, that sounds pretty bad. So that's, the way it sounds is like maybe there's like a collection of people that are just hanging out in those neighborhoods waiting for the next like tourist or something to come, and they just kind of stay out of sight, out of mind. Like you don't really have anyone to help you out with anything or something like that.
I think it's like more like a curse of tourism, because if a country rely greatly on tourism, like things like this happen, especially when the local currency is so much cheaper, because like for us we only give like $10 to $15. It's not a lot of money, but for them it's a lot of money. They can live with their money for like over a week or like even half a month, because everything's so much cheaper there. And that's why and what saddens me is people who do this are young people like us. They're like in their late like late 20s or early 20s. They don't even have a decent job and they just rock the tourists because like they make more money that way. Instead of having a more stable, hardworking job, and it just made me feel sad about it.
That's true. I think that it might be that there's less opportunity for like economic development there on like a personal or professional level or something like that. So it makes sense that people would kind of resort to things like that.
But also, like you mentioned, the $15-20 might not be much for us, but it's a lot for them. Yeah, I felt that because when I went to India, it was very similar where $15-20 can get you like a really good meal here, right? But over there, it can get you like within $1 you can get like a meal, like same thing. Yeah. Although the currency does exchange, it's just completely different. And
yeah, well, there's a difference between like currency exchanges and cost of living.
Yeah,
because cost of living here is like a lot higher, but in relative terms, it's a lot lower over there.
Those were the words I was looking for.
And there's another experience that wasn't as pleasant. It was when I went to Belgium. Like we took a taxi from the train station to our hotel, and the taxi driver was being very rude to us. Like we know the GPS, we know like how long it would take for us to go to the hotel. I know what route he should take, and then he ended up taking a longer route around the city just to charge us more money.
Oh, right.
And then we freaked it out. So in the end, we didn't want to give him the money, and he got very mad and very physical and violent. There are 3 or 4 of us, so he couldn't do anything. There's only one of them, so we didn't end up paying him more. But it was not a pleasant experience either in Belgium, like a few years ago.
That sounds like it. That's just a total scam.
Yeah, it was really bad.
Yeah.
And in England too, oh my god, some people on the street, like a group of them, like I was walking to the subway and they I think they did drug based on their appearance, and then they asked me for money, and then like a group of them surrounded me and asked me for money, and then I have to give them. It was bad.
So when do you not get robbed?
A lot of time, like I mean, I've been to England multiple times. Only one bad thing happened.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, and I've been to like 40, 50 countries, and only like 3 of them have very unpleasant experience with. So I think the ratio is not that high.
Since you've been to so many countries, like we've definitely covered some of the bad stuff. I mean, getting robbed in Morocco, that sounds like it definitely takes the cake. But
right? That's a winner.
What's the most like average country that you've been to? Like what's the most like average, middle of the road, like just like kind of mediocre experience you've had? Not bad, not good, just like middle of the road.
Hungary, I guess.
Really?
Yeah, because like I guess I had a very high expectation for that because I've heard of good things about Budapest. Then a lot of good things about it, and I guess I went in the winter when the weather was not as good. It was freezingly cold. And then like I didn't like the city as much because like it looked really old and dirty to me, and then the food wasn't good either. So like, but I didn't really have a bad experience there. I just expected better, I guess. So it wasn't bad.
So you kind of just went to Hungary, but it could have been anywhere. It could have been any cold place with not so good food. Yeah,
it just the city doesn't really. I didn't really connect to the city. I don't feel anything about it. You know what I mean? I indifferent. I don't like it. I don't hate it. It's just like okay experience.
Yeah, I've never been there myself, obviously, but that's kind of what I've heard about it. Like I've heard that it's not the most pleasant like tourist destination to be at. You know, in comparison to like other places that you definitely could go to as well.
But the standard of living there is very low compared with a lot of other European countries.
Right, that's what I hear. Like it's like if you look at economic indexes of different countries and stuff, it doesn't score very high exactly.
And also Spain is an average experience for me too.
Oh really? Yeah. That was like a little bit surprising because I feel like a lot of people would like to go to Spain.
I guess I've only been to 2 cities. Barcelona is definitely a good experience. I like Barcelona a lot. But I also went to Madrid, the capital, and I didn't really enjoy the capital as much.
Well, to be fair, Spain has a lot more to offer in like historic sites and stuff. Because, I mean, they have a lot of history, right? They have the Muslim conquest and then the Inquisition, and that they have so many leftover forts and castles and like things that both have, you know, historical and religious context. It's super cool there. Plus, learning Spanish is kind of big in the United States, and
Yeah,
so
sure.
a lot of people do study abroad and stuff. So it's a lot more touristy there, I'm assuming.
It is. I just don't really like Madrid as much. I'm quite sure there are a lot of other cities that I haven't had the chance to go to that I would love to. I'm not saying Spain as a country.
Oh yeah.
It's I'm just saying based on that experience that I had in Madrid was just okay.
Right. Yeah.
But maybe if I go again, I might change my opinion because when I was there, it was raining every day. Maybe it somehow affect my perspective.
It probably,
in that
it probably did.
case.
Because I know for me, I would a million times over prefer like blue, like a little bit of clouds, but
Yeah,
mostly
me
blue
too.
skies. It's just a lot better for me because I hate getting wet too. That's like if I went to an amusement park or something. I don't really like going on the water rides because I hate when you like get off and you're walking around and your clothes are all wet. It's like one of the worst feelings in the world for me.
That reminds me of when we went to Kings Dominion with him before, and our group kind of split, and then we went into the water park, and then you're like not doing it.
Yeah, I could not do
even
it.
like not even the water parks. Sometimes the normal rides, kind of like a long ride, we get a little bit wet, and you're like, nah, fuck that.
Yeah, I just like I refuse to like get wet excessively because I'm already like sweaty. I'm already like sweaty enough as it is. Like I'm wet in a different way, so I don't want to like add to it. I hate being wet, dude. I hate being cold and I hate being wet. I would rather just be like warm and dry all the time. That's why.
Alright, I hate being like too warm or hot.
Yeah,
I like being cold.
we were talking about this the other day too.
cold
Like our
and-
favorite seasons.
Yeah.
Like you said that you like the fall almost, right?
Yeah, the fall,
I like
like
the fall
winter,
too.
then spring, then summer. Like I understand summer has a lot of its joys, but when we're talking specifically weather-wise, I can't stand
I
it.
think I don't like the spring. Spring is my least favorite because
Wow.
of the allergy, the humid.
Oh, that's
See,
true.
that's why it's my second least favorite.
That's true. See, I actually don't have seasonal allergies that much. Like I have other allergies that suck, like I'm
Like
allergic to
cat.
dogs and cats, yeah. But I don't really get the seasonal allergies that much, so I don't mind it. So spring is my second favorite, I think.
So what's
Summer's
your
my
least
first.
favorite? Winter?
It's like a
Fall?
tie between winter and fall, kind of. Like winter's nice. It's really cold, which I don't like that. But you can do fun stuff, like you can go ice skating, and you can like look forward to the holidays and stuff like that. Fall is like for me. I don't really care about the holidays in fall. Like I don't care about Halloween at all.
That's although that's fair. Halloween is like 2 weeks after my birthday, so like
Well,
the whole
yeah.
season
Wait,
is
so
big for me.
I'm a Christian. There's like off the topic, like
Yeah,
go
is,
for it.
is the Thanksgiving considering the fall and the winter?
It's like
Fall.
what is it, like the last Thursday of the month or something?
Yeah, but even if it happens to fall into like a different season, the idea of it is still autumnal, right?
It feels
Is it
like
fall?
very fallish.
Yeah.
Oh, then?
Yeah.
That's kind of the idea. Also, like my favorite like color is like orange.
That's true.
Not because it fits with anything. It's because it's just garish. It just sticks out all the time. So I kind of like that about orange, and different colors on leaves. Now I know Chris loves green. Green is like his thing. Bulbasaur, there's green.
Grass type Pokemon.
Yeah, and it's not like your neon green. It's your nice forest shade green.
It's a very nice, like rich, lush, kind of darker side kind of green. I love that. That's my favorite shade.
It's like summer.
When we yeah, it's like summertime. That's like part of the appeal for me for summer and spring is like I just love all the greenery and stuff. Like definitely fall has beautiful colors to offer as well, like the orange, yellows, reds, and kind of like darker browns, burgundies for sure. But I feel like it's fleeting. I feel like the real
Fleeting.
peak like color change, it only lasts for about
A few days, maybe a week.
yeah, like a week, maybe 2 weeks if you're lucky. And so I don't know, like the majority of the fall and the winter is just spent kind of barren. There's no leaves or anything. Everything's dead.
Well, Chris, life is fleeting, and after life, there's just death. So,
Well, that's true.
this reminds me a lot of. It's an existential experience. Fall.
That's why I would totally move to a place that just has summer all the time. Like all the time. I would love
Or
that.
just surround yourself with evergreens,
Yeah, that'd be great.
and they have automatic sprinklers, so it's like spring all the damn time.
All the time. I'll just have a greenhouse. It'd be great.
Oh, true.
That'd be so nice. I would love to have that. How do you guys feel about like planting and stuff?
What
Planting?
planting?
Yeah, like gardening.
All right,
Let
so
me try it.
I'm not like too big on it, but my mom has this entire room, like an entire fucking room, and you've seen it, Chris. It's just
Your dining room, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
The entire dining room is just green. It's because we have this huge windows there, so my mom just sets up all these plants and stuff. It's kind of our thing, and I didn't appreciate it much at first because my only experience with it was when our mom's not home or whatever, I had to go water it, right? And I had to remember not to forget. But other than that, but then, yeah. But the time came when like it was like actually it was in spring, and also in summer. They bloom like crazy, like.
That's good vibes. It gives
like,
you fresh oxygen.
It's a glow up, honestly, to the point where like my mom has the vines, and they're growing so long, and she's now taping them along the wall as it like kind of takes over our fucking house.
Yeah,
it's honestly like a movie where it's like the vines are
speaking
creeping.
of like decay and fleeting stuff, that's like nature reclaiming what it is like theirs.
What's been stolen from them.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Interesting.
Human development. Although like. The other reason I really like fall, not just because that existential part, I kind of made that up, but well, it's because also the cold, like the cold plus the colors. I'm cool with that.
Yeah, you can wear more layers when it comes to
Oh yeah, wait.
You look lighter.
How did I forget that? Clothes. I love wearing like jackets and like sweatpants and stuff.
Comfy stuff.
Yeah, comfy stuff, and also like my better looking stuff are usually like sweaters and jackets.
Yeah,
but that's kind of where some of my fashion comes from. So I can rock that in the winter and in the fall.
That's true.
So that's kind of my thing.
I know Jin would definitely look forward to that as well.
I mean, I can master all 4 seasons in terms of fashion.
Okay, we won't worry about
I
you.
hope.
You know, I'm not worry about you.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna question you on that claim because that's kind of your thing.
Yeah, we've seen your closet. We went there last episode.
We went into it.
That's true. I don't know. I don't mind like summer fashion that much, especially because I don't know. It's kind of like a repeat of last time we were here, but a lot of my wardrobe is like predetermined just by like virtue of having a job that I have to wear stuff nicer at. So it's like I don't know. It doesn't really bother me that much, but it is nice like wearing coats and stuff.
Well, this is very autumn, the color I'm wearing today.
Yeah, he's got on like a nice, like a darker than mustard, kind of like yellowish brown shirt.
This is very yellow color.
Yeah, I mean it's matching like the furniture. I mean you blend right in.
Yeah.
It's like if someone walked in and had to name the owner of the home, it'd totally be you.
That's true. It definitely looks like you. Your house has an identity.
You know the things I like and the color and the
we say
material.
that as we stare, as a large teddy bear staring right back at us.
Yeah, just taking it all in, looking at the Taylor Swift memorabilia. If y'all didn't know, Jen is a big fan of Taylor Swift.
We are not friends anymore, Chris.
Why not? I just want to hear your take on the new album.
Oh, it's so good. I really like it. If you haven't bought it, you should. It's totally worth the money. Like I got like a few of the copies already because she released 4 different editions of the album. So you can buy it at Target. It's Target exclusive. You just go there. You can buy 4 different versions, and it also comes with a normal version you can get anywhere, and then it also comes with a digital version you can buy on Apple Music. I got all of that.
Wow. Question: What are the differences between the editions?
Oh, the songs are the same, but the content inside are slightly different because like each of them offer a different like content inside. So if you want to collect them, you can just get them. So they have different contents.
So it's like buying a kiddie's meal at McDonald's. And getting a different toy each time.
Which is why I think she's a very smart businesswoman when it comes to album, because every time when she releases album, she makes sure she has some exclusive with some chain like supermarket, so people can go there, and because it's exclusive to their chain supermarket, they are going to advertise for her.
Sure.
And then also, since it's exclusive, it comes with like different things. People will probably want the normal album, or they want the exclusive album as well. Especially with the exclusive album, if they have different version, and each different version offers different things inside.
So you're like her optimal customer.
I am.
Basically.
But I know what she's doing, and it still works on me. And I think she's a very smart businesswoman.
That's true. That reminds me a lot of like BTS. Whenever they put out like a new album, if you try to get like, I don't know, like they have this like bundle thing that you can buy with like the album, but also it comes with like pictures and stuff, and it's kind of like random whatever you get. So it might be similar where people just buy the same thing over again, hoping to get like that particular picture that they really wanted or something.
Yeah, I know. And sometimes they're themed after only one particular member out of the 7.
Yeah.
So like,
it might not be your favorite member.
Yes. So not just that, but statistically, there are more of certain members that are that are deemed more like valuable, more desirable.
Yeah.
Like
I'm sure Jungkook or something.
Yeah. So I don't know the actual, but I do know that Jungkook and Jimin and V are probably up there.
They're probably up there.
Yeah. And probably what's his face, J-Hope and Ratman are not as popular.
Not as popular. Yeah, or Jin either.
Yeah, and that's not the way I view them. I'm just saying that's how I think it was.
Yeah,
that could have changed.
Or Suga, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I love Suga. But but I do know that people would buy them, and our friends, like 3 or 4 of them, would buy them, and then they'd all be like, "Oh no, I got this guy, I got that guy." Like it's extra pictures and stuff.
Yeah, it's almost like a trading card game or something like that. You just like swap pictures.
That's
or something.
What it reminds me of. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like being a little kid at the lunch table with your Pokemon cards.
Oh my goodness!
If you lose, you gotta pay up, man.
Joey's red has black dragon.
Yeah.
And then the blue has white dragon.
That's true.
That stuff was fun.
That was fun. So I've been like wondering, Jin, like what kinds of things do you do to kind of prepare yourself before you take a flight or something, or like before you go to a new place? What's like a ritual that you have that you like really get into before you go?
I don't really have a ritual because like sometimes if I want to go to some places, travel to a place, I don't really plan for it ahead of time. Normally I just feel like, hey, I don't have much to do this week, and I just look out the flight. If like the flight they're like affordable or they're considered like a good price, I will just go. Like I don't really plan for it. Like I never really plan a trip ahead of time. Like the most I would do is plan like maybe a month ahead. And normally like if I'm flying abroad, of course, if I'm flying domestically, normally I just buy my flight like a few days before the departure time. And the thing I pay attention the most when I go to travel, I guess, is my luggage. Because I don't really travel light. I travel very heavy. Like I bring a lot of belonging with me. I'll make sure I have like different shoes, different outfit, and different handbags I need to match with my outfit. So normally I have to have a very big suitcase. So I've never had a time that I travel to a place that I only have a carry-on. Because even if I do have a carry-on size luggage, but I have a lot of like skincare products, so I have to check it anyway. So I never really carry on to the flight. I've never had that experience, which is unless actually I do, because I check 2 other bags and then I have 1 carry on because my 2 big suitcases are full. So I have 1 carry on that I still carry with me on the
bring
flight.
like 2 suitcases.
Yeah, when I go back to China, because like I will be there for like 2-3 months, so I have to bring a lot of things.
That's fair.
So especially in the winter, if I go back for a month, you put like a few jackets in your suitcase and it's full.
Right. Yeah.
What about you, Chris?
Oh God, I don't have enough experience to really. Well, okay, so before I went to Canada, I pretty much didn't plan anything because I knew I wasn't gonna really be in Toronto that much. Like I was in Toronto, but I wasn't in the city.
Yeah.
It was more of just like a family affair kind of deal.
It was only a few days.
Only a few days, and it was for like a wedding, and so we knew that the majority of our time would be spent just doing stuff with the family, like the bride and the groom, and like just seeing everybody. So I didn't really plan that, but I am planning on doing a trip with Jin pretty soon. Hopefully you would be able to make it too, Ihraz.
Hopefully.
Yeah, and I don't know, I haven't really done that much either. We're just looking at the cheap flights right now, I guess. I don't really have enough experience to have like a set of things that I like to do beforehand. Like, I don't know. I guess I would just look up things that are cool to do.
I'd put myself between you two. I've never actually gone myself or with like only my siblings or people my age before. I pretty much only go like with my parents or at least one parent, right? Or family in general. And I am like a minimalist pretty much when it comes to traveling, as is my younger brother. Because that last trip we went, it was me, my little brother, my mom. My mom is not.
Right.
Right? Like, she's like, I mean, it's kind of traditional. Like, she's Asian. So we go like 6 hours early to airport for absolutely no reason. And we still somehow end up getting almost late. Like, I don't understand. It's because something pops up at the last second or whatever.
It's good you have that buffer, like, time.
I always just like go there right at time.
Yeah, so
right at time.
Like, be ready by 10 a.m. and then that's a plan. Like, why 10 a.m.? Why 10? That's way too early. And then we're ready by like 3. It's like, oh yeah, our flight's an hour, let's go. Right. So that happens. But also, it's just the weight limit, right? I believe I only need a certain amount of things. My little brother believes he only needs a certain amount of things. When we pack that, turns out all our bags get over full because we open it while my mom stuff's in there. Because she needed extra space, right? So she added up. We weighed it in the States, and then we weighed it in India on our way back, and both times we had to pay some extra money to have it shipped separately because we had too much. Now, on the way back, it made sense, right? We bought a lot of souvenirs, we got a lot of stuff, but on the way there, like, which is why.
Yeah,
like,
that's interesting.
There's so much like wardrobe going on.
Did you bring like an extra suitcase just for like souvenirs or anything like that?
So usually that is how she would have done it, but we were already full on our way there.
Oh, okay.
But usually we keep an empty suitcase or like keep a lot of extra space and weight limit.
Right.
But this was like, this is the first time I went in. We visited like 5 years ago, but this is the first time we really went in like 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
It was funny because like I remember when I traveled with my parents to Europe, like whenever I travel with my mom brings more stuff than I do. So we always have a like empty suitcase just for her because we know she will be doing a lot of shopping there, and you always get packed the suitcase.
Oh god.
She always packed the empty suitcase with the new thing she gets, like wherever she goes, which is crazy.
Oh my god. Does she mostly just buy clothes or what?
Bag, clothes, perfume, like whatever.
Everything.
It was so funny because my dad's the opposite. My dad only have like a backpack. Like with him, it's like like maybe a day, like 2 or 3 or 4 change outfit, and then like all in the backpack. And then like I have a very big suitcase. My mom has a very big suitcase. My brother has like a very small suitcase, and then we also carry other suitcase that's like medium size, and then my dad carry it just for my mom to buy things.
So our parents are similar, but you take after your mom and I take after my dad.
Yeah, I take after my mom. Like if you go to my house and you open the shoe rack, is how we call it.
Yeah.
You open it, and then half of them are my mom, and the half of them are mine, and also like my brothers and my father, they have like few pair of shoes. They're all like. It's no place for them in the shoe rack. They're all like on the floor. But they only have like 2 or 3 pairs. And my mom and I each have like 30 pairs or something.
Oh god.
Yikes.
Yeah, I could see how you.
It's just funny.
That's funny. Yeah. I'm kind of like, I like to always have like a backpack with me for sure, and I don't really consider that my carry-on. I just consider that the thing that you put like under your seat or whatever. Not like overhead bins.
It's like part of your character almost.
Yeah, it's just like something. It's like part of the outfit.
No, I get that.
It's part of that. So I was just like, I would never travel without like something to keep me entertained. Like I would always have to bring like a Game Boy if I was like traveling like by car or something.
I now have a Game Boy.
Yeah. So
I bring a book, and opposite. I always bring a book with me. I have like a few books there that I read when I travel on the plane or like on the train.
I suck at reading, so I would have a hard time doing it.
I mean, I used to be amazing at it. Now I'm more of a digital reader. But question for your travels, what sort of books do you read? Is it?
I really like science fiction.
Science fiction?
Yeah, I really like science fiction, or like that Opia is how we call it.
Say that again?
That movie, it's like Hunger Games, like that version.
Oh, like dystopia.
Yeah, dystopia. I like those like science fiction. It's Opia.
Okay.
I like those all about like magic, like Harry Potter. I like those kind of books.
I don't like more like fantasy.
Yeah.
All right. So now you're getting.
Oh, I also read young adult, like The Falling of a Star, Me Before You, Paper Town. Those young adult novel. I read those as well.
Sure.
Okay, but so that fantasy kind of dystopian sci thing, that's like my thing.
That's like my thing. I love those books.
I love fantasy, but mine is more. I mean, the dystopian society. I think everyone goes through a phase where they read.
It's just
the Hunger Games, Percy Jackson, all that stuff.
Yeah.
But even without that, I love the medieval. I love the medieval, the dragons, the magic, the armies, the games I play, Civ 5. Civilization.
I played Civilization too.
Oh, you do?
I didn't know you played that. I played Civilization both 5 and 6. It's so good.
Oh, I didn't play 6 yet.
You should play 6. It's better, I think.
I have heard, but I've also heard it's not worth the money.
You should start playing Civilization too.
Yeah, I think I would have a lot of fun with it. I've just never.
I got it on the Steam sale once, and it was with every single expansion pack. It was $140 deal for like $9.
Wow, that's crazy.
But that was obviously many years after its release, so they kind of just gave it away for free almost.
Because every time when the new version comes out, the old one they go on sale.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's like that's like FIFA or like NBA 2K or whatever.
But see, with the sports type, I feel like they do that because the older game is becoming obsolete because now everyone's gonna hop on this. But Civ 5 is like Civ 4 is not obsolete because Civ 5, and I know Civ 5 is definitely not obsolete because Civ 6. They're still worthy games. So
that makes sense. Yeah,
I'm actually super happy that they put that sale out
because it's not like a yearly release or anything of like the next version. It's like years in between, and it's kind of like it's like Oblivion and Skyrim.
Yeah,
almost. Like you can still to this day go back and play Oblivion. It still holds up pretty well.
Really? I've never actually played Oblivion.
I haven't played it that much.
I call myself a huge Skyrim fan, but I've never actually played Oblivion.
There's a lot of like big like people that like swear by it and all that stuff. Whatever. Like,
I know. It's I know it's huge in the Skyrim community.
Yeah, I tried to get into it. I couldn't really get into it that much because it's hard to go from Skyrim to that just because you're used to a certain type of like I guess like interface or something. But yeah, I don't know.
It's also been many years since. But yeah, sorry. So armies and stuff like fantasy. That's kind of my thing. Shadow of War, Shadow of Mordor. Played those type of games. I love the strategic and also real time action.
That's what I like. Strategic type of stuff. Real time is pretty fun. It depends what it is.
Okay.
I only play like Civilization. This only game I play. Oh, I play 2 Points Hospital. I don't know if you all know this.
2 Points Hospital.
Yeah.
Is it on Steam?
Yeah.
Okay, I feel like I've seen that banner before, but
it's so good. It's like you build hospitals and then you take in patients, you hire like employee like doctors, nurses, or like other people. Also, you run a hospital.
Oh, that's interesting.
Oh, so it's kind of like a tycoon type, but it's
it's like tycoon type. It's like hospital. It's really good. I play that too.
Is it like story to it, or is it just kind of building up?
It's like there are different towns, and then you achieve some goals. Once you achieve this goal, a new town is unlocked, so you can move on.
So it scales up until
it scales up, and you get harder and harder and harder to achieve the goal. And in the process, more rooms, more disease are found, and more like rooms are developed to treat those disease. And then it's harder to keep employee happy, and everything gets harder and harder and harder.
Right. It sounds
really
hard to keep employees happy. That's interesting. What about keeping patients alive? Is that an issue in the game, or is it like automatic?
It is an issue because because the goal, most of the time the goal is like to have the cure rate above a certain level, or keep the death rate like below a certain point. So so you have to like make sure you have enough room. Like, how do you call those room? The room to treat patient.
Just like a hospital room or something.
Yeah, hospital room, enough those going around because people are waiting outside. If people wait for too long, they're going to die. Yeah. Or like if you misdiagnose them, they're going to die. Sure.
That sounds really interesting.
That's kind of like, you have to make an order for somebody, like in a tech and restaurant type of game, except if you fuck up the order, they actually die. So I guess the stakes are a lot higher.
But it's very fun. You also play. It's very fun.
Yeah, it sounds like something I'd probably enjoy. Yeah. But you play a lot of like party games too, right? Like I know you had company over until like 6 or 7 in the morning last night.
Yeah, I still.
Okay, why say last night? At this point, just today.
At this point, yeah, today.
Just today.
Yeah, I didn't plan for it to last that long. So like we will end at like 2 or 3 the latest, and then we end up staying until like 6 or 7 in the morning. We will play Switch, we will play Mario Party, and then like Just Dance, and then we were playing like Cards Against Humanity, and it was just a crazy wild night.
Yeah, it sounds like it. I don't think I would be able to survive that.
Yeah, no. I can see how and why people would party at night till late, and I'm already not that. Like I'll stay up late, but I'm just kind of playing games on my computer, talking out loud with friends. But man, 6, 7 a.m. like I can't believe.
I know. That's why I like that today. I like that.
I don't even know what I would do until that. Like I think I would just get tired or just get like irritable and just want to sleep.
Okay, see that's I get non-responsive.
Yeah, that's how
I'd stop cracking jokes. I'd stop smiling, and I'd start like, you know what? And I feel like maybe it's because we hang out with people that are very similar to us. We all naturally understand that we kind of like give up trying after a certain point.
Yeah.
But man,
if Sunny was here, he'd be like, well.
That's me. Like yesterday, I stopped responding. I was like sitting there on my phone, and like all three of my friends are like drinking, dancing, singing. I was just sitting there like looking at some like drunk animals.
but hey, this is your place. You could have totally told them to leave.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I haven't seen them in a while,
that's
so
fair.
we are having a good time. I didn't want to be the butt killer. It's how like the vibe killer, you know.
Yeah,
like,
buzz killer, like killjoy or whatever.
Yeah.
Killjoy.
Yeah, so I was like, they're having fun. I'm having fun with my friends, so it made me happy too. I just wish I had the energy to join them, I guess.
Yeah, I would be right there with you. Actually, I'd be right here on your couch sleeping. That's where I would be. Yeah, Actually, I'd just steal your bed.
Yeah, I'd probably be knocked out in a corner.
Yeah.
In the comfy corner.
I would be out of there. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I've never really had the opportunity to like do that kind of thing before, anyway. Or like, even if I had like a sleepover as a kid or something like that, I would just be tired as fuck. Like, I would not.
Have you even been to a club, Opa?
No, I've never been.
Actually, I'm with Chris. I've never been to a club. Have you?
Yes, multiple times in multiple countries. I used to be a very big clubbing person when I was like a freshman, sophomore, maybe early junior, and ever since like I don't know. I think that things changed 1 year ago. That I don't go to club or bar that often. It doesn't really intrigue me as much. So I don't really go now. I go like once or twice a year just for some special occasion, like my friend's birthday or my birthday. But besides that, I don't really have the
drive,
desire to go.
Yeah. All right, but now that leads me to another question. What are the differences? What kind of crazy stuff happened in maybe different countries or differences in clubs? Like, I want to know about that because I've never actually been to a club and I don't plan on going anytime soon. Like, it's not my vibe.
For me, I feel like the club in all Western country, at least the one I've been to, they're kind of similar. Like, I've been to club in England. I've been to club in Australia, I've been to club like in Canada, I've been to club like in the US, and I've been to club in Dominican Republic. But it's all Americans because it's a tourist place.
Oh, true.
So anyway, so they're all very similar to me, but I think one thing that I noticed that's very different between the club in the Western world and China is that like in China, in the club, people don't really dance. Like, and people smoke in the club, which is not allowed in the Western country. Like, you're not allowed to smoke in the car, in the bar or in the club. You have to go out to a smoking area or like far away from the building to smoke. But people do it in China. No one cares. That's one thing. And the second thing is people don't dance. And the third thing is people play dice in the car a lot with drinking games.
So you're telling me
that sounds like a lot more fun, actually.
Yeah, so you're telling me, yeah, exactly. Okay, so you're telling me that the movies that portray, more Eastern countries that are more like, almost gang related, or like, they could go in, there's always that cool guy, smoking, and they're all playing cards or not solitaire, like poker. That's more accurate.
I think that's more like casino, but you go to a club, people play dice. Like we invented.
Yeah, but it's almost like you're describing it as if it's similar to a casino.
Like kinda, it's not dancing. People don't dance. Girls, they don't wear like sneakers to dance. They wear high heels. Because they are not dancing and they just go there. We have a table, we have alcohol, and we play like dice with drinking games.
See, to me that sounds like way more fun than like a Western countries club because I'm not into dancing. I can't do it. It doesn't look good.
Let's be fair though. We can have fun dancing. We just don't because we're not good. So we only do it for our own our own sake. Not.
I mean, I'm not a good dancer, but when you're drunk, no one cares.
Okay, well, that's fair. I have to get to the point where I no longer care how I look because it's like I would care how other people see me if I'm dancing or something like that, but I would care like how I'm making myself look.
I'm gonna have to agree with you. I'm super self-conscious.
Yeah, I would be too self-conscious because my joints, man. They're very tight. I'm not loose at all.
People also like expect you to mess up, so they're watching you because you're white.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, this guy can't have.
I'm already at a disadvantage.
Everybody watch. Let's watch this white guy try to dance.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. But yeah, that sounds like a ton of fun, like just going and playing dice and shit.
That almost sounds like us hanging out around a board game or a card game or a dice game, just without the alcohol.
Yeah, it's just like with like louder music.
And cigarette.
Yeah.
Oh, and without cigarettes.
So if you cut out the cigarettes, that'd probably be like more bearable. Because I feel like we could definitely deal with like the music, depending on what we're playing.
And we could also put the volume down a bit. But yeah, that's kind of how we hang out. So I mean, so you want to go to China and go to a club?
Yeah, I guess that's what we're doing this weekend. That sounds like fun.
We have a possible tour guide for us.
That's true. I'm sure that we have never really talked about the places you've been in China before. Is there like I'm gonna just pose the same question to you. Like, what's the worst place you've been in China? Or like, what's like
what's
mediocre?
the coolest?
Oh my god! I haven't traveled that much in China because I came here in high school, and before high school I don't really have the opportunity to travel besides traveling with my parents.
Right. Yeah.
And I go back every summer, but mostly just to visit my family, so I don't get to travel as much.
Mm-hmm.
So I haven't been to that many Chinese cities. But I remember with the few that I've been to, like, I had a very bad experience in this city called Changsha. It's like the capital city in the province of Hunan. And because, like, first of all, it was my bad because, like, my friend went out late, so we missed the flight. And then we have to go to the other side of the town to catch a train to go there. And then to some unpleasant experience. And when we get off the train station, some people approach us and they try to scan us. It's like, hey, take my taxi to this hotel. We're going to charge you how much money. It's overpriced. Because we are not local, we're not from there. They can see and they try to, like, lie to us.
Interesting. So they can actually tell that you're not from the province.
Yeah, because I get off from the train station looking clueless, don't know what I'm doing.
Wow.
Okay,
people can tell. Those people experience.
That's interesting.
Also, knowing what I do know about you, Jin, even if you look exact like everyone around there, you'll definitely portray yourself as different. Like, if you don't know what's going on, everyone else around you knows that you don't know what's going on.
What do you mean?
You're good at expressing what you're thinking in body language.
More like there's no filter.
That's the other way of putting it.
Anyway, and when we go to the hotel, we stay in a good, decent hotel, but we wake up in the morning with like flyers under the door with like all the prostitution flyer, be like, hey, call us, we can have a special service for you.
Did you say prostitution?
Yeah, prostitution. Yeah,
just
it's
freely,
on fire. Yeah,
they freely advertise it.
Yeah, they advertise it. They put it under your door, and I was like,
is
oh
it
my
legal?
god.
Is it legal in China?
No, it's not. The Babylon is it just say, oh, we have like massage with pretty girl. We have like, you know what I mean? And then those things. I was like, you know. And also we went there, and then I tried to go to this tourist place or something, and then they have like special discount for students. And then, like, I showed them my student ID. They're like, oh, sorry, you are, like, American student. We don't take American student ID. And I was like, oh, I'm still a student. They're like, oh, sorry, American students. I'm not students here. And I was like, what? I'm a student.
I think that's technically fair.
But the thing is, I'm a student. It doesn't matter if I go to school in the US or in Canada or in, like, Fiji or in, like...
It just
in, like, Congo. I'm a student.
It just depends on the policy that they have.
Anyway, I just didn't have a good experience there.
Okay.
And I didn't like the food. It was so spicy.
It was so spicy.
Just throw that in
you said it was in Hunan, right? Like...
Yeah.
Like,
they eat spicy food.
Yeah, like Hunan chicken and stuff.
I wouldn't say it's Chinese food, but yeah, that's Hunan.
Right.
Now I want to try this Hunan chicken.
Well, we should just go to Hunan province. Although, maybe not. What's the best place you've been to? Not in Hunan, but in China.
Guangzhou. This is my hometown. Of course it's the best. We're not for food. You know, like, almost all the Chinese food here, they're either from Sichuan, the spicy one from Sichuan, or the other very famous one, like, dim sum, they're from Guangzhou. Yeah.
Dim sum is?
Yeah, dim sum is from Guangzhou. The area we are known for our food. Even in China, we are known as the capital of the food in China.
Wow.
People come to Guangzhou for the food.
Wow,
In
that's
area,
awesome.
yeah, we are known for our food.
I would definitely go
And
there.
we have
Yeah,
a
dude,
very
that's
accepting culture in the city. Meanwhile, like in a lot of other big major cities in China, like if you are not from those major city, even though you've lived there for your entire life, let's say, I'm not from Beijing, but I go to Beijing like right now and I buy a house there. I start a family there, and then but I would never feel like I'm from Beijing. I'm from there. I always feel like I'm outsider and I'm a guest in the city. But meanwhile, like in Guangzhou, people come here, they spend a few years here. Guangzhou can make them feel like, oh, Guangzhou is a home. They can call it home.
Much more welcoming.
Yeah,
community.
welcoming community.
Okay.
Like my parents nowadays from Guangzhou, but they all call Guangzhou home because they feel like they can actually fit into a society and belong in the culture, belong in the city. Does it make sense?
Right.
Yeah, I understand.
It's
No,
more
I
like
understand.
open the community. I think that's one thing people like about Guangzhou. And people there, we talk about food a lot. We don't really care about politics as much. So people get along with each other and just very nice atmosphere to live in. And also the living, we have 4 major cities in China. We call Beishang, Guangshen. It's Beijing, the capital. That's the capital of our politics, we call it. And then Shanghai is the capital of finance. With on business, and then it's also Shenzhen, it's the capital of technology, because a lot of major like technology company, their headquarters are in Shenzhen, and they are very innovative when it comes to technology. And Guangzhou is a trading capital because we have a lot of trading events throughout the year. People come to Guangzhou to trade.
What was that third one you said?
Shenzhen.
What is it known for?
The technology company. Do you know the company Tencent? You know QQ,
Yes.
WeChat? Tencent, like they're from Shenzhen, I think.
Oh, I see.
So that's kind of like how we have the Silicon Valley.
Yeah.
and-
That's the
I
Silicon Valley of
see.
China,
Okay.
yeah.
It's like the San Francisco of like.
Yeah.
Okay.
But among all the 4 major cities, Guangzhou have the lowest living standard. Like the housing there, they are the least expensive. The food
Oh,
there,
the
they're
lowest
the
cost
least
of living.
expensive.
But you
Yeah.
have like a very nice like home there. So it's like high standard of living but lower cost of living.
Like if you want to have a standard of living in 3 other cities, you are going to pay much more than what you are paying in Guangzhou.
Right. Okay. So it's
Understood.
kind of like Guangzhou is like Texas, where like the other cities might be more like New York or something.
I wouldn't say Guangzhou is Texas. Guangzou is better than Texas.
Well, just in terms of like, because you can if you have like
You can get
$100,000,
you can get the same thing, but it'll cost less.
Yeah.
in one.
Yeah.
like
Okay.
Yeah, but it's still expensive, just not as expensive.
Yes.
It's still more expensive than other area.
right. Yeah.
But it's not as expensive. Like there's a from scale from 1 to 10. Shanghai, Beijing, they're like 10. Guangzhou probably like a 7 or 8. The other city, the other like major city are like probably a 5, and the one I know is famous probably 2 or 3. You know, it's still high up there, but not as high as the other
Understood.
3.
Right.
Okay.
Does it make sense?
So amongst all the major cities,
Yeah.
it's just slightly cheaper.
Yes, but among
But it's still a major city compared to others.
yeah,
Understood.
yeah, you guys should visit. It's nice.
Yeah,
I would like to.
No, we're asking you these questions because you're going to be our tour guide.
Yeah. You'll take
You
us all
can
over.
go to take a direct flight from here to Hong Kong, and then you can take a train from Hong Kong to Guangzhou. It's like 40 minutes.
Oh wow. Okay. That sounds pretty good.
Or
actually.
you can take a direct flight from New York to Guangzhou.
Interesting.
There's a direct flight. That's what I took.
All right, so now I need to ask Chris. You have to answer it now.
Oh boy.
What's your worst travel experience and like some of the coolest stuff you saw? Like it doesn't have to travel because I know you went backpacking sometimes or whatever.
Oh gosh.
Like what's the shittiest thing that happened to you?
Let me think. I'm trying to think of like all the places I've been. So let's see. Probably like the worst like backpacking experience. Like when I was at Philmont, which is the name of the place that I went to for my backpacking. So
Where?
it's called Philmont and it's located in New Mexico.
Oh.
It's in this place called Cimarroncito. I don't know. There wasn't a ton of bad stuff. Oh, I know exactly. Okay, this is what happened that was terrible. So I would say probably like the fourth or fifth day out of like an 11 or 12 day hiking trip, right? We got caught halfway up this trail. We were between kind of major camps. So like basically the way that Philmont's laid out is there's a bunch of like major campsites that people can go to, and that's where they pick up supplies and stuff.
Like checkpoints.
Yeah, like checkpoints. So basically, when you get to your first checkpoint, that's when you pick up all the supply, like the food and stuff like that, and you can refill water, because between the checkpoints, there's nothing. So you have like your whole life on your back, like all your food, all your water. It's just stuff that you're carrying. There's nothing along the trail. So we were about halfway to a checkpoint, right? And we just get caught in this crazy hailstorm that comes out of nowhere. So there's lightning flashing everywhere. It's right on top of us. There's hail. And we went under a tree, which you shouldn't do in a thunderstorm, by the way, to get out of the hail. And in the process...
Did someone get
Who
electrocuted?
did you go with?
It was like a trip with a lot of my friends from Boy Scouts. So it was like a hiking trip.
Wait, when was it?
When?
Yeah.
Let's see, 2013 maybe.
Oh.
It was the year that a bunch of celebrities died, like Michael Jackson and Billy Mays. It was that summer, and I remember that because before the trip, when we went, everyone was still alive, and then you spend like 2 weeks in the dark, like no technology or anything. You come back and like all of these like major like people were like, yeah, I was like, fuck, like this sucks.
Oh my God,
like Michael Jackson's dead, Billy Mays is dead, a bunch of like other people too. Like they all just like died in this 2 week span when we like had no idea. Like there could have been like a war or something happening in like the East Coast, and we would have had no idea because you're literally like in the back like woods of everything. Like you're on top of mountains and stuff. There's no cell service or anything. Anyway, so we're underneath of the cover of the trees getting out of the hail, and I just happened to like put myself down in a patch of like poison ivy, and so I get poison ivy in the crook of my elbow somehow. And so I'm like, God damn, because I've had poison ivy before and it spreads on me everywhere. Like I think I'm allergic to it. And so
What's
like
poison ivy?
You don't know?
I know what it is. I don't know what it is, but I have heard it all the time.
It's a plant, right? And if you get the oil on your skin, it makes you break out into an itchy rash.
Oh,
it's
I know what that is. I read about it. It's like you get if you braid the plant and then the juice or something came out and you get on skin, it's going to get like a similar result as sunburn or something, right?
Kind of like a sunburn.
Allergy, like something.
Yeah, but in this case, you don't even have to
reaction,
break it or squeeze the plant. Sometimes brushing against it can cause a reaction.
Because the oil is on the leaf.
I read about that. Yeah, I read about that.
Yeah. So I was breaking out over here, and I was like, gosh, dude. So luckily, my friend Nick, he had some what's that thing that you wrap around yourself?
Gauze.
Yeah, something like that. It was. Yeah, it's like the thing that you wrap around your like a wound or something like that, and you put gauze inside of it to stop bleeding, things like that. I just basically took that, wrapped it around my arm, and I kept it there for the entire trip. The other like horrible part of this was the first checkpoint that we went to that we had just left from. We had taken our clothes and washed it in like soapy water, and then we put it in like just regular water to kind of like get the soap out. And so what you do is you put your like wet clothes on your back so that they can start drying in the sun. There was no sun that day. It was like
a cold, damp.
Yeah.
Like as you're like clothing on you.
Horrible. Like we had a ton. The only dry clothes I had for the rest of the trip were the ones that I was wearing like at the moment. Because all my other clothes, like, they did not recover for the rest of the trip. Like, they were just wet.
Yikes.
Like, every single time we had, like, something to go to or we had, like, rested, I just, like, kept my clothes, like, out in the sun. It didn't get better. I don't know how it's possible. It just stayed wet. And so I was just wearing, like, the dirtiest clothes, like, the whole time. And it was just, like, super nasty.
So it was you and a group of your friends, just like all like 15, 16, no adult?
Yeah. No. There was adults. There was like 3. But something happened to one of them. So we were going up this like trail and it was like very rocky. And so he stepped on something and his boot burst open. Like the rubber sole, which is really thick, like hiking boot material, it split open like this. And it like really fucked up his like knee or his ankle or something. I can't really remember, but he had to be taken to like one of like the medical centers that was like around the like at the base camp, right, which is where all the
It's kind of like where you start or end.
Right, yeah, and they've got like a dining hall.
How did he get arranged when he was in the middle of the hiking trail? Like, how did he get carried down?
So we were at one
Helicopter
of the,
or something, I don't know.
No, we were at one of the like the main checkpoints. Like there's tiny checkpoints here and there.
Yeah.
But they actually have like staff like always located at a few of these checkpoints. I forget which one we were
I was
at.
honestly thinking you guys like Monster Hunter carted him like
yeah,
like you make like
So
a little
you
makeshift
guys will-
ramp and
Exactly.
just roll him down the mountain and hope he lands.
I think that they had like a truck or something, and they just like drove him to the base camp for like medical attention and stuff like that. But if we lost one more adult, if something happened to either one of them, we would have been forced to come off the mountain because you need to have at least 2 at all times, I think.
It also depends on how many
Wait,
other people.
how many of
how many
your
people
friends
there
were
are.
there?
So it was me and then like 4 friends that are just gonna be like lifelong like buddies of mine, just because we've had this incredible experience together. Like my friend Evan, my friend Nick, my friend Ben. He was like my tent partner, my tent like buddy. Let's see, Evan, Nick, Ben, and then and our friend Mitchell. So the crazy thing about Mitchell is like right before this trip, he ruptured his spleen. And so he was taken to the ER to get like surgery and stuff like that. But we weren't sure he was gonna like make it to the trip because he was like really in a bad shape. But somehow, he made it, and he like conquered the whole thing. He did like the whole 100 miles. He climbed both of the mountains. It was like the most incredible comeback story like of all time. Like
How long did it take though? Like the entire...
Is it 2 weeks, right?
It took almost 2 weeks. Yeah, it took like 11 or 12 days, I think.
So you walked entirely?
Yeah, like.
So did you not shower?
No showers. Yeah, you couldn't shower until you got back to the base camp where they actually had them.
I'm never going to do those trips. I can't stay unshowered for 11 days. I'm sorry.
But I'm sure like you could use water.
There was some options. Like I think that you could get in like a lake or something. I don't know.
If you found a lake.
If you found one, yeah.
Oh my god, everyone reek of odors.
Well, here's like the other thing is like it's because it rained like a lot. It rained like a lot. That's the other reason that
They're like
everything
being
just kept.
showered all the
Yeah,
time.
like you were getting wet still.
Are you getting wet and your clothes is not dry and then you are sweating, you're sweating and undry clothes come together, they produce a very unique scent that is unpleasant.
How aromatic.
Yeah,
Or
I can,
whatever.
because I know like for me, I can go to like, those trips for like 2 days. I can stay 2 days unshowered and that's it. If not, I'm calling a helicopter, I can pay for it and they can pick me out and I'm leaving. Bye.
Oh my god. Yeah. So the difference between like daily life and stuff and like being on the mountain is everyone smells like shit and you're in the woods, so you don't even notice.
Wait, did
Okay,
you encounter any wild
that's-
animal like bear, snake,
You had to be really
Horse.
careful. You had to be
wolf, coyote?
Okay, wait. I'll tell you.
Elephant. In the
No
mountains.
elephants, but there was a donkey. And I was like the one that drove the donkey.
Wait, what the fuck?
Yeah, so like
So
it
you're
turned-
Shrek.
Donkey? I thought they
Basically-
have to kick you. Like
Yeah, you have to be careful because it can like extend its back leg out, and if you get kicked by that, like that, it's like game over.
It's
Like,
Yeah.
it's like a horse.
It's
but
Why
not
do you
a
have
horse.
to
It's
drive
not-
the donkey?
it's bad. So
What does
I
it
was
mean drive the donkey? Like you ride it?
no.
You
Basically,
chase it away?
basically, it's like a pack mule. Like a pack mule.
I don't know
It's a
that.
donkey you use specifically for putting stuff on, like luggage.
It's like a beast
Oh.
of burden, so you
Yeah.
just
Oh.
put heavy stuff on its back. But we couldn't. Like donkeys are really stubborn. They don't really respond that well. But for some reason, it like responded to me, and there's like certain things. That
Wait,
you
so
can
it's
do.
still wild donkey?
It's not really. I mean, it's like domesticated, but it's still.
Stray.
They just have this attitude where they don't really want to do stuff. Like they don't really. It's kind of like me. They don't like authority.
Yeah.
They're rebellious.
I feel you.
That's kind of how they are. So maybe they just like vibed with me,
then?
and I like drove the donkey. Like my nickname for the trip was Mule Driver. Before it was Rudolph because the high altitude, I got a bunch of like nosebleeds and I had to put like tampons in my nose to stop it from bleeding, which is super embarrassing. And I did not want Rudolph to be my nickname, but luckily I got Mule Driver,
No.
which is way cooler.
You didn't want Rudolph to be your name, so you found yourself a donkey. Tame that motherfucker.
Yeah,
Oh,
I was
you're
like, I'll do this.
I'm Shrek now.
Yeah, so that was like super. I don't know, like that was like a very like unique experience.
I don't even know been through that. I'm like, I have more respect for you.
Wow. It's not something I can talk about that often. Like, of course, when I get together with, like, you know, my close friends that I went with and I spent the most time with there, when we get together, it's mostly we just, like, sit on the porch and, like, drink beer and, like, talk about, like the old days and stuff, or, like, a bunch of, like, old men or something.
Yeah, you sound like you're 60.
Yeah, I know.
When you're old
But
and, like, 50.
it's crazy. Like,
I know.
oh my god.
It sounds like we're, like, a bunch of old dudes. It's fucking, like, it's kind of funny, like, from the outside looking in. But, yeah, that's, like, kind of, like, you know, you get together every so often and reminisce about, like, things that have happened.
11 days.
11 days, yeah.
Unshowered. Oh my god.
The last day was brutal.
Why?
It was so... I've never been through such physically exhausting, like, experience before. So we get up pretty early and we have to get back to base camp that day because our, like, food rations are, like, running out, and that's the end of our trek. So we only had, like, our 3 meals left, or actually 2 because we were going to eat dinner at the base camp. So we only had, like, breakfast and lunch, and then we were, like, out of stuff. Everyone's, like, running low on water. It's just not really an ideal situation. And so we really had to force ourselves to make it before, like, the sunset so that we could actually get some food in our stomachs. So we still had, I think, 14 miles to go of our, like, 100-mile trek that we picked out. Luckily, it was mostly downhill because we were coming from the top of the mountain going down. But those 14 miles, after walking for so many days, like, in uneven terrain,
also
going up,
knowing
going
that
down,
the end is there, and now that you're out of food and water,
Yeah.
pretty much, it's also a huge mental burden.
it's huge. And when I was
Maybe
going
you
down,
one meal a day. I think that should survive.
1 meal a day. No,
I mean, I do that sometimes.
because the amount of calories that you're burning.
Oh right, because
Yeah.
I was staying at home doing nothing. I eat one meal a day and I survive. But if you are like working the entire day, you need to eat more because
Yeah.
I didn't think of that. Sorry.
Because, like, it's super... Okay, so, like, it hails and stuff, but it's really hot outside.
Yeah,
so you're constantly sweating.
he's sweating a lot, and you already sweat like bad.
A lot, yeah. I sweat, like, pretty bad, so I'm
I kind of
constantly,
do
like,
want to
losing
do
water.
one of those.
It's fun. I mean,
It was
it's
fun, but the only thing I'm considering is if they have like every checkpoint they have like shower, I would totally go. I can walk for like 15 days, fine. But I just can't stay on shower. I'm sorry, I can't. Especially when I'm with a group of people.
It was amazing, like, getting back. Like, the first thing we all did was shower, and then, like, of course, eat, and then...
Sleep.
Yeah,
Probably.
like, well, we still fucked around at the base camp. It was kind of like...
Did you
dense
all
experience.
get so tan? Did you put sunscreen?
I looked amazing. Yeah, I looked so good. Honestly. I was,
I
like,
can imagine.
golden brown. I looked fucking good. And
Oh
I was,
my
like,
God.
super, like... I lost a lot of weight. I lost,
I
like,
can imagine.
almost 10 pounds from
Wait,
the trip.
in 2 weeks.
Yeah, I
Yikes.
lost a lot of weight because you're
So I need to start doing
constantly-
these trips like pronto. 'cause
Yeah, like, you're constantly, like, on the move. You're constantly, like,
Do you have
scaling mountains and
pictures
stuff.
from
Yeah,
the
of course.
trip?
I'll show... Dude, I'll put some pictures somewhere. I'll, like, link it somewhere from here. Just, like, the views and stuff. But, like,
Oh.
back to the story. The reason it was so hard was because the bottom of my heels, I had the sharpest pain on both of my feet walking down. And so it was kind of like walking on, like, knives or something. The last, like, 14 miles, the last day was hell. Because it was, like, the sharp... I honestly felt... It felt like I had, like, broken something in my foot that was, like, causing, like, such severe, like, pain every time I stepped. But, just, like, through the knowledge, like, the feeling, you know, that you knew that you're gonna be, like, back at the thing and you can, like, sleep in a bed, you can take a shower, you can eat food. I kind of just, like, pushed through and I made it through the last, like, 14 miles. And, yeah, like, my feet were ridiculously sore for probably a good, like, week and a half, 2 weeks after that. Like, every
Yikes.
step that I took, it just hurt so bad. But luckily, like, we spent, like, maybe a day or two more in New Mexico, like, just kind of, like,
Oh my god.
being tourists and stuff, seeing what there was. But yeah, like, that trip was definitely an unforgettable experience for me. There's, like, a lot of other things that we could talk about too.
It's like I hear you talking and it has already become unforgettable to me just because you told me about it. I got to remember your trip.
That's true.
It's crazy. It's so crazy.
There's so many like opportunities. Like Boy Scouts get a bad rep because it's like obviously kind of a geeky, like nerdy thing to do.
No, actually, okay, so maybe that's how it's perceived by some people. But,
Yeah, there's a stigma.
But by a lot of other people, the stigma is more it's like a white boy thing to do.
Well,
Like,
that's true.
It's more like white boy thing to do. Yeah,
Because I could.
All the guys I mentioned in the trip, we were all white. Yeah, all like white dudes.
It's. I mean, it's not your fault. Nothing you did or didn't do. It's simply it's not what other people do.
It's like kind of like a cultural thing, I guess.
Yeah,
if you want to frame it.
Yeah,
Like
oh my
that.
god.
But like the
They're always like white folks have no culture. Well,
that's not exactly true, but I can see where they're coming from too. But no, what I'm saying is that there's a lot of like practical experiences stuff that you were able to do that. If an adult, like now, if I wanted to do it, it'd be a completely different experience. There wouldn't be like adult chaperones. It wouldn't be. I just had to do it myself. Or pay a lot of money to do it.
One of my buddies, Evan, he lives out in California now, and so he's got like a ton of like amazing nature to explore.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think Yosemite is out there and stuff. And so he'll like to this day still like go on these backpacking trips and stuff with his friends and just like see more of the
Wait, do you
world.
still keep in touch with them?
Yeah, from time to time. I haven't seen them actually in probably like a year.
Do
But,
they? Do they live around here or are
some
they
of them
from
do,
over?
but I mean, we're all at this age where we're spreading out. I obviously stayed kind of where we already were, but Evan's in California. Ben is in like Pennsylvania. Let's see, Mitchell, he was in Penn too, but now he's back in this area. We're all just like all over the place, really.
Interesting. I kind of do want to do one of those things, but I know that all I need is just I have to put sunscreen on every day.
Yeah, and probably
Every day.
bug spray.
Yeah, my little brother is like super into like hiking and stuff, and so one of the things I want to do as well is go on one of these trips, but not 100-mile one. Maybe like
No, I would
maybe
never.
like start like really small. Like I don't even know the frame of reference. I can't even say a number without like maybe sound like an idiot. But I do want to try it on a much easier scale.
I do those too, like the day trip. Like you can do it in a day or within afternoon, or you can do the round trip within a day.
Yes,
I did it in Norway.
I'm not sure I want to do just a single day because then you'll come prepared and then you'll leave knowing like you can just go sleep somewhere.
Yeah.
I kind of want to do something that at least you can stay overnight.
Right.
I really don't mind to do those as long as I have shower. I can walk for 15 days, so I can shower. The only thing I can do is just stay out shower. Like, oh my god, I can. But if make sure I have shower every night, I can walk for 15 days. Okay.
I mean, if what you're saying is accurate, I mean, you're already on the outdoors. You're walking around. There's all sorts of other smells. It's kind of part of the experience.
I know, but it's not me that I'm concerned. This kind of thing. It's like people in the group. I strongly dislike that. Just look at my apartment. You know how neat it is. Yes. I really don't like. Oh my god! I swear, if I was among like Ben, like Michelle, Chris, I'd go to die.
For me, it would totally be a test of physical endurance. Because that, like for me, definitely, I would. That's why I don't want to do that. But for you, I guess it would be a test of humane tolerance.
Yeah, that would be because for me, I do like the day trip in Norway, climb the mountain. It was so bad too. It was like. Howling, is that how you call it? Howling. It was howling too. It was howling while the sun is out, and then it was raining, howling, and then stop. It was raining and howling, and then the wind blow me away. I was so skinny, I thought I was going.
You still so skinny, man.
What?
I can imagine. I can.
But I survived, and it was very
very steep.
Very steep, yeah, because it was a mountain, and we were not prepared to hike because we tried to take the cable car. But it was closed in the winter, so apparently we couldn't take the cable car. We still want to go to the mountain to see the whole view, so we hike.
That's kind of okay.
I
didn't think I'd say this about you, but that's pretty ballsy. You want to go take a cable car up to a mountain? It's like it's not working. All right, guys, let's walk it up. Let's just walk up.
Because we didn't know we didn't know the weather was going to be bad, and we didn't know how steep it was going to be.
Right.
The friends was very nice Sperry when we hike. Mm-hmm. Those Sperry you wear, those shoes. Yeah. And then it was like, oh my god, he most tripped over and died. I was like screaming.
Those are, I can't think of like a worse shoe to wear than like Sperry's.
I know.
It's literally, it's basically like a sandal.
Yeah.
It's just straight flat.
Because we were not prepared for that, but we did anyway.
There's no grip at all.
Yeah, we did really anyway, and we survived.
Boots.
People were so scared for me. Like, oh, that's going to come here.
truth be told, like even if you only had like just regular sneakers, as long as the grip was really good, you could probably like definitely survive that. It's just when you get into the longer durations, like that's when you really need like a good pair of boots or something.
It was just so bad.
I am like without a doubt, I really want to hit you up now. Like, we gotta do this.
Yeah,
maybe on a small scale with friends who are totally into it, because I know
I would want to go.
Because I know we have some people who cannot handle seeing the sight of a bug. Some very, very specific.
It's
people.
Interesting. Like Riza, she loves.
Look how strong the wind is.
Oh, here we go. Let's see this video really quick. Oh wow, yeah, it's like really windy. So
it's so windy. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, like the video, Jin is standing like it looks like on top of like a mountain or something.
Yes.
And the wind is just like rippling all through his heavy coat and his pants. That leads me to a question I just thought of. Who is more likely to get blown away? Like a very small, frail person, or someone with more surface area that's
so who's less aerodynamic?
Yeah, like who? Maybe the wind gets more caught.
I think
so it's basically a question between me and Jin, I guess.
I think for someone who's a bigger scale, he or she's more likely to be blown down on the floor, but I think I'm more likely to be blown away.
Yeah,
know what
so
I'm talking about?
Like maybe if you opened up your coat like this.
Like I'm going to be blown away by someone.
See, I was going to say it would be the skinny person with the baggy clothes because of the baggy clothes.
The baggy clothes, yeah.
Also, when it comes to like, I mean, weight also just helps just to keep you down.
Mm-hmm.
Like worst case scenario, I could go down on a knee.
If you were like Jin's weight, but like you had like the body mass of like Action Bronson or something,
then you're
I could be blown away like a balloon.
Away. You're a helium balloon. Yeah, at that point, you're not.
Oh my god, that would be like super funny to watch.
Stop! I could die.
Wait, no, don't worry. We'll tie like a string to your foot.
You know what I want to? You know what I want to see Jin do? I want to see Jin in like the Grand Canyon or something, wearing like one of those like flying squirrel suits and just like flying.
Okay, you know what? You know what I want to experience? I want to be the one in the squirrel suit.
Yeah, I want to do that too.
I want to try that shit out. I don't want to die, but I still want to try that shit out.
You know,
yeah,
we should all go on like a beach trip or something and go paragliding.
Oh, I did that. It was nice.
Oh, yeah?
I did that in like Cancun.
Can you tell us about like how it was?
Yeah, because I never knew. Like
I was
I've
so
never met anyone who's done
scared because I read a lot of accidents that happen. The people actually die from doing that, but I didn't know about that before I do that. But I read about it after. It was just like I was just scared. But like you get scared when you like take off and you go down, but when you are like on top there, you just you just enjoy the view, so you forget that how scared you are.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I understand. So once you're already there, once you're full speed,
yeah, once
flying,
you're on
nice.
there, yeah, it's nice. And then once like when you are going out and landing is not that bad because you already went out and everything. But going out is the most scary.
The takeoff.
Does the paraglider, is it a slow descent when you're falling down, or like
if they just drop you?
Say the boat immediately stops for some reason, like
I think for me, I think it's kind of slow.
It would go slow.
It would
so
have to be slow because I mean they're dragging you, so they have because if they stop, you might overtake the boat and
that
fall
could
into
be.
the boat.
My fear is more like if you were to like stop the boat or something, would you like fall out of the sky? Because if you're at that height, like the way, like the physics of it, if you hit the water,
it's like a stone.
It's
it's
like probably gonna die. But that's probably why
it's going to break your bone.
Drop you. They probably slow down slowly so you also glide down slowly.
Probably.
That's my guess.
I would feel a lot more comfortable if I knew that if they stopped, I could just float down.
Chris, I'm sure you can ask them how they do it before they strap you in and just fucking beat you.
I would like to know before.
That's fair. Other question: takeoff. How do they take off?
I think it's just like I don't actually remember. It was a few years ago, but
do you just kind of wait at the back of the boat until the wind picks you up or something? Like
I think it's like when I think when the wind comes or something, they're going to give you a signal. They're going to go. They know like the wind or something is like good to take off, and you just follow the lead.
Okay, so what happens if you fail? You just fall in the water and they try again.
I mean, I succeeded the first time, so I did.
Oh, it just worked? Okay.
Yeah, that's true.
They don't like launch you up in there with like a catapult and then...
I don't know about that.
And then start driving.
Anyway, it was a fun experience, but I have heard like if you do in Cancun or something, it's more expensive if you do it in like... It's more expensive than doing it in some other area because when you're doing all these tourist places, it's very expensive. I heard.
It seems like Cancun would be like a lot more heavily regulated probably. which is probably a good thing.
Well, so my sister has actually gone to other countries and like has done some of this touristy stuff and the non-touristy stuff, and she says if you want to do things like that, don't do it at Cancun, don't do it at those places, do it at like a local area,
right?
Like at a beach, like in the States, in the States,
like
and
Virginia Beach
you'll,
or something.
You'll still pay money for it, but it's not gonna be like.
I guess people doing Cancun because the water look very nice.
That makes sense.
But it's also they're already touring, so they're gonna try having all the experiences there. But I guess what my sister was trying to say was like it's not necessary. You can do that in normal places too.
I haven't been to.
So like I agree, we probably should do something like that because that sounds amazing.
It does.
And then someone else should have like a paintball gun, just like trying to aim at him.
Oh god.
And the person in the paraglider should have like a shield.
I almost went to Cancun. Like I was on a cruise one time, and one of the ports that we stopped at was in Cancun. But my sister was sick, and so we just ended up staying on the boat, I think.
What was it?
When was it? God. I think I was still in high school. It's been a long time. Like, we very rarely go because it's, like, super expensive and everything. But, like, one of the places we went to was in Bahamas, and we went, like, scuba diving and stuff. Or, like, not scuba diving. What's the other thing? Snorkeling.
Snorkeling?
Yeah.
That's nice.
Have you done that?
Yeah, I did that. I did that in Malaysia, in Fiji.
Oh, wow. Malaysia sounds cool, yeah.
Yeah, I did that in Malaysia. And it was... Oh my god, like, I get sunburned so bad.
Oh, no.
Like, my back was, like, tan. And, like... Oh, it was so bad.
That sounds pretty bad. Yeah, I don't know. It seems like there's, like, a lot of cool things that we should do, definitely. Like, a lot of travel experiences that we could have. I'm definitely looking forward to it. But yeah, I guess that's about it for today, though.
Yeah, I've never actually been on a cruise, but just hearing the experience. I kind of want to do it. I want to go backpacking now.
Yeah,
I want to go to China.
Yeah, there's like a lot of stuff to
I
look
kind
forward
of
to.
want to do a backpacking. I can do it for like.
I'll tell you what. I'll take you guys
2 days.
backpacking, and you can take us to China.
And
Oh,
I got to do something. I guess I'll figure something out.
You can rent the boat for the paraglider.
All right, fair. I'll pay for that.
But yeah, it sounds like a good plan. Jin, thank you so much for coming on today.
Of course, thank you for having me again.
It's always fun talking with you.
I can only imagine the things Sunny could have added.
We'll definitely look back to having him back on. But until then, thank you guys very much, and we'll see you next time.
Yep, peace out.
Thank you. Bye. Later, alligator.